We're gonna call the meeting to order at 12:22 p.m. Thank everybody for being here. Tina, can you do a roll call, please?
Yes, 1 second. Thank you. Mr. Jose Zuniga,
Present.
Juan Gonzalez, he did advise that I believe he was not going to be able to make it today. Mr. Oscar Lopez,
Present.
Eva Montoya,
Present.
and George Gonzalez.
Present.
You do have a quorum.
Thank you. Citizen comments, we're gonna do remote, but there isn't any citizens here at the moment, but we'll leave this open until the end of the meeting. Item number 4, discussion with possible action on financial operation and property status report by the City of Laredo staff and any other matters thereto. Humberto?
You have in your packets both bank statements, one for the operating downtown account, the other one the Laredo Housing Finance Corporation. There was no change for the Laredo Housing Finance Corporation balance. It's $604.50. Funds that were there before, they were transferred to the operating balance, and as of October 31st, the balance is $33,857.86. The balance as of today, it's $50,806.06, and checks in transit, we have $36,616.10 out of those $50,000. Improvements we're continuing doing improvements and repairs to the units. Right now, we're concentrating on repairing, making the repairs for 100 units that receive assistance through TBRA. We should be done with those within 2 weeks probably. After that, we're expecting to receive funds from the TBRA, the assistance, to continue with the repairs.
Are there small repairs? What are we doing? 100 units?
On those 100 units, for the most part, they're not big repairs. However, we don't have the manpower to work on all of them at the same time. And we currently, I do not want to use these funds to contract somebody out, and do the repairs.
What we're doing, just on the tenant-based rental assistance program, so that, as you recall, 100 of your tenants, well, they're 95 tenants are receiving tenant-based rental assistance. That requires the apartments to be up to certain codes. When we went to do the assessments, because we recertified all those 95 applications in October, we did find that there were some deficiencies. We let Humberto know, as per the program, they have to be corrected before we can pay the portion of the rent. But as of today, we should be cutting a partial payment, because some of those 95 have already complied. So, and again, they're not big items, it's just that per our policy, we couldn't pay out the rental assistance. But we will, so we received basically, you received partial payments from the tenant's portion.
The tenant portion I did.
Yes, you're just missing the program's portion, which usually it's about 30 to 35,000 a month. So we're hoping that maybe by next week, we'll cut at least the partial payments of the units that have already passed, and the other units will be addressed, and then we'll pay. And we can pay, next, as soon as they're done, we can pay them, that's fine.
You're having not having to displace you can fix them while they're still in there?
Yes,
Which is good, right?
That's what we're doing.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Yes, we have 2 units ready that we're already calling the people to rent them out. We stopped with those repairs because we wanted to make the repairs on those 100 units first. We fumigated the whole building, all of the units, like 3 weeks ago. We're gonna do another one in a week and a half. That's for roaches and regular bugs. There are 14 units that require the attention of, to be able to fumigate for bed bugs.
Okay.
And those are being scheduled right now. We're providing notices to those tenants and with specific instructions on what they need to do, that they would have to get rid of the, mattresses or sofas but we are going room by room for those units because we have to explain it to them, so they can understand. We just don't wanna leave just a notice.
And we're picking up the cost?
Yes, for that.
Okay.
It's gonna cost around $175, $180 per unit. So it's much lower than what Capstone used to.
Over 475.
Yes.
No, we're good, no, need to fix
Yes.
it. Before it spreads.
And this, again, doing it this way will also help us establish, okay, we've advised you,
From now on.
we've told you how to
Next time you have
address
to-
it,
next time
and
you
then
have-
if it occurs in a time that is not, we could, if it's something that's persistent that we feel that, of course, we'll have to document, but if we feel that the tenant is the one responsible, maybe the accumulation or the items they're bringing to the apartments, we can also address that and figure something out with the tenant. But again, right now, we are just gonna take the cost and do
That's
the repairs, or do the
That's good.
fumigation that's needed.
That's good.
The other item I just wanted to, so we did also, already pay out the insurance. Is that gonna affect the mortgage payment?
I haven't, we have not.
It will, for
Okay.
next week.
We don't know still how much more we're gonna pay.
They haven't told us, okay.
The last payment was like $37,000.
Mhm.
I'm kind of expecting it's gonna be around 50
It may go up.
this time around,
That's it.
yes.
Okay.
Maybe like $1,000 a month, between 1,000 and 1,200 maybe.
Let's see what they come back with,
Yeah.
but it will.
Yeah, just to make you all aware of that.
Was there any major repairs pending?
Major repairs, yes. Yes, there are major repairs.
Those gonna be left?
So there's a combination of, we've addressed some critical ones that have to have,
Yes.
that we needed to do. Some major repairs are still needed, which hopefully will be another item that we can discuss, under the proposed, agreement that we wanted to discuss with the group. Some of them can be, we could wait for some of the items to be addressed if we go forward with, this new, developer that comes in and assesses the whole, I guess, rehab of the building. As you recall, we had provided you all a PCNA report that the developer had also done, that you all paid for, that categorized repairs as minor, major, and of course, some of them we've had to address right now, so he will also be able to factor those in. And we would let him know what we've done and what we haven't done. Like, one item that I could tell you right now, we're not gonna address is the elevators. We're not gonna address the elevators right now, cause that's just not feasible. You do not have the funding to do.
But they still work.
But they work.
They work.
Yes.
Do they need some, upgrades
Yes.
and repairs? Yes, they do, and I think that is one of the items that should be addressed if we do move forward with the rehab of this property, the way that it's being suggested. But, so there are some of those items that we are kind of looking at.
Everything is functional.
Good.
We're trying to make the tenants as comfortable as possible. One of the repairs that, they are ongoing right now, it's the individual units, AC units. Those, we probably have like 25 that are not functioning. The tenants do have a portable AC units, but those units cost about $3,500 each. So we've been buying, 3, 4 at a time to make those, the replacements. We already advised the tenants that that's what we're doing, but in the meantime, that they should be comfortable with the portable AC units. Those AC units do not have heaters.
I was gonna ask you what we're gonna do with heat.
But we already placed an order for heaters with, from municipal housing. So we're gonna borrow them as needed, you know.
But those are portable heaters, or?
Yes, yeah. They're, electrical. They're electrical.
Have we always done it, electric, there, I mean, the heating part?
Yes, I believe so. There's no
Well,
gas.
Yes, because the AC system is dual, it's
Yes.
cold air.
So I guess you're asking like if we've done like electrical, like,
Yeah, I'm just thinking from a safety,
Is that
safety
50 for the
standpoint for the elderly.
I mean, we run the risk of maybe get overheated or they choke on the core?
I don't think, you know, with the new heaters that are out there,
We should be okay.
they're not a, you know, dangerous.
But that's just temporary, right?
That's just temporary.
Okay.
Until we get to fix, you know.
And they're small space heaters, there's
No, I
small
know
space
that.
heaters,
I know that.
they will have to be placed in the area that they're in, you know, it's not gonna maybe heat up the whole room.
But you guys are
It's
gonna,
be
you guys are gonna
comfortable.
go hook them up for them or whatever, so that you can
Yes.
help place them in a safe place and whatever,
Because,
yes.
you know, yes, we have to keep track of the
Yeah, no,
inventory.
that would be,
Because it doesn't belong to the.
no, but I would do that just for safety, so that you say,
Maybe
we're
like-
gonna put it here and run them down, you don't want to fire it.
That's what we do with the,
I know, maybe like a 15
with the
minute,
portable AC units, we're the ones that install.
15-minute training education.
Catch fire.
Huh?
No, no, I don't,
No, but
that's,
still.
I'm just,
And we will make sure we buy some that have some safety features, there's some that have safety features, like they tilt, they turn off by
Those kind of-
themselves,
those
you
kind
know,
of-
so we'll make sure that we
Yeah, I'm
have.
sure you are.
I think most of them do come out with those
Sure you are.
features handled already.
It's good we're used to the ones like you and I back in the day.
Se calentaban la abrigo. Hey, baby boomers, okay.
Se pescaba la bata.
Any updates on the lease, on the commercial lease?
On the commercial lease, they paid 3,200 last week. They're supposed to pay 3,200 this week of the $7,000 that they owe from before, plus November rent. And I'm gonna check to see, you know, what's the status in that. And they were also requesting, you know, $2,500 rental fee to be month by month. And we sent them an email indicating that, yeah, month to month, but it will be $3,000. They haven't replied on that. But they already made the payment that they said they would last week. So we're just gonna check on this, and then I'm also gonna ask them, you know, whether we're in agreement, so we can create an addendum to their lease for $3,000 a month, you know, month to month for a period of 6 months.
And a month-to-month contract, it will still be your contract. We still want
Yes.
them to have a lease.
Right.
And we will mention that, you know, it's a month-to-month, so they could, you know, break it in the next. I was also suggesting that we do the month-to-month only for 6 months, and in 6 months, they
Yes.
have to make a decision if they're gonna extend
Right.
for long-term, or if they will be moving out as they head.
So when is 6 months, in March? More or less?
Technically,
Yeah.
starting this
Was,
November.
it would be November, and it would be until May.
Okay.
November,
Yeah,
Yeah,
we spoke to them last month, that's why.
After the first 6 months, it'll go to 3,500. I mean, the 6 months is for them to phase out, that's what they.
Yeah, that's what they were, okay.
And
I also received a request, I got a phone call from an, I guess, insurance company, where they wanted to sell, I guess, Medicare packages to the elderly. They asked me for permission to be there. I told them that, you know, I needed to find out what's, you know, the square footage that they were gonna use, you know, so that, you know, we can go ahead and present it to you all and see how much we would request as rental.
Do you know who the company is?
I don't remember the name. The lady is Donna McNaughton. She used to work for the city before.
Yeah, no, she's, and she knows the rules, the Medicare rules are very picky about where you can solicit, like, it can't be in a doctor's office, in an emergency room, and those kind of things. So they're real picky about where you can set up or whatever for.
They were trying to do it like, kind of like for free. But I asked them, is this an insurance?
Hmm?
Is that lactose?
But Yes. No, they know what they're doing, but, they're gonna be right where all the elderly is, which is good for them. But and they get their commission, so I don't think we should do it for free.
No, and I told her, you know, about the rental rate, and yeah, she said, well, I don't mind paying. And I said, well, go ahead and send me a proposal, and so I can go ahead and present it to her.
And on that note, I think it would be a good opportunity right now, especially because, again, you know, the lobby is kind of big. We don't have a lot of furniture right now. I think it opens the opportunity to allow for these maybe pop-up businesses. So we could present you something like rates, you know, and you all can approve, maybe rates per day.
Like 2 or 3 little kiosks
Mhm.
where we can.
I was thinking, I mean, it's a great little place if someone wanted to do a pop-up, and sell coffee. You know, I've seen it like at the outlets at the mall, you know, it doesn't take too much, they just need an outlet, a table. And we have the square footage, so maybe they wanna come and sell pan dulce, something. We can do a little solicitation, we can put, you know, we can put a little sign on the window, and if it's open for everyone, but we will establish some sort of rate with you all.
Make
You
sure
know,
they have
I would say a
receipts.
per day,
Make sure they have
maybe,
receipts.
or a weekly rate, depending on.
Yeah.
The type of business.
Yeah, with insurance and this is the name fee.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, and then the requirements you would want, at least, you know, minimum, yes, at least some insurance.
Yeah,
and
because
stuff.
something happens, pues, yo no fui.
Correct. And for them to have the proper permits to conduct any type of business.
Okay.
We're working on evicting 2 tenants. The conditions of the units are really bad, or they're not taken care of, so. One of them owes over $500 rent also from some time ago. And the pictures that I saw yesterday, they were really bad, so. One of those, you know, it has a lot of roaches because of the condition of that. So getting rid of this tenant, you know, should help, you know, with the infestation.
Because we're gonna go
Yeah, well.
everywhere.
But, you know, we are fumigating.
Yeah.
We will be fumigating after this month also, next month also.
Yeah, because they're gonna go
Yes.
everywhere.
Any questions for Humberto?
No, I just want to commend them on the job they're doing, because things are getting much, much better, so thank you for your hard work.
I have a question on the, other than the treatment that you're doing right now for the pest control, when you there some schedule appointments where they will go and do the fumigation? Or there was no?
They were supposed to. Capstone would tell us before. Capstone would tell us before that they had like a contract with pest control. Not so much bed bugs, but just regular pest control, that they had it, what would they tell us, like every 6
It was-
months?
yes, it was
It's like
total-
every 6 months or something.
Yes, there were some invoices that are still outstanding that, you know, that I'm paying on a monthly basis from before. We don't know, you know, how often they would, you know, do the treatments. Right now, since.
Or
you know,
when was
we
the
thought
last
it was-
time that you did it?
Yeah, since we thought, you know, it was kind of bad, we decided that we were gonna do it, you know, for the first 3 months, one time a month. The cost, I think it was like $800 for for all the 165 units, so I thought it was good. So that's what we're doing.
And Oscar, I'm sure you know because of the emails, but what we did is, on the accounts receivable that had big balances pending, we talked to each of the suppliers and came out with agreements to pay them in either monthly payments or some sort of payment plan. So Humberto has been sending payments to all of them, and we should be able to catch up within the next 5-6 months.
Yes.
I think one of the beauties of what you're doing, since you're hands-on or whatever, when we do transition over to a management company, you're gonna be able to tell them this is what goes on in it. We won't have any surprises like we had,
Yeah.
now that we had to take over.
No, other thing is that we're gonna be more aware on the real expenses.
And on the expenses, so it'll be good. And I'm sure you're tracking all of that.
The last item I also wanted to mention was, we do already have the executed contract for the city to provide the corporation $65,000 for the assistance, for the operating assistance. So, it's already been taken to council, city manager has signed, 65, yeah. The, city manager has signed, and now, we just need,
Are we gonna discuss that in here? Or-
I think we had discussed it prior to,
Previously,
yeah, previously, when I was gonna take it
This is
to.
just a signature.
Yeah, this is just to execute the
But
contract.
just remind me, the repayment is if we have funds, or, I mean, it's a loan to us.
Yeah, but
Hopefully that we have money to pay it, but,
it'll probably not happen.
but it's in there, right?
As of right now, it's an
It's in there.
assistance. As of right now, it's assistance.
I can't afford to pay it.
The idea would be that if at any time the board would have any proceeds or any, they would be able to pay us, the city back. If not, this is an assistance to the corporation to ensure that the operations of the
Continue.
affordable housing continues.
Good. So sign it, Mr.
Now, I intend to use at least half of that money to do the repairs of the individual AC units.
So the next item we'll probably just have you sign is, the actual request for payment. So, that one, we'll just send over to you and then, so we can request.
We can approve it right now, so if it can get approved, so it's just a signature is required.
Yes, you want a motion to approve, the request for the 65,000 from the city, and, all you would have to do is sign it.
Instead of getting it approved again.
No, I move that we approve it.
The actual request.
The actual request.
So, motion by Mr. Gonzalez, a second by Ms. Montoya, everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Everybody against? Motion carries.
So all I need to do is now, we'll just process the document, you sign it,
Yeah.
and the city can cut the check to the corporation.
Good.
Any other questions on the operations? If not, that covers item number 4 and item number 5. Item number 6, request for executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.072 with regards to a possible agreement between the Laredo Housing Finance Corporation and the Annie Capital concerning the property located at 815 Salinas Avenue, Laredo, Texas, also known as the Hamilton, and any other matters incident thereto. I think we're gonna.
We would need a
I
motion.
move that we go to executive
I
session.
second.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Everybody against? Moving to an executive session.
Go ahead.
Right.
No action taken.
Okay, we're back to session. We have a motion by Mr. Jorge Gonzalez to reconvene for the executive session. We have a second by Ms. Montoya. Everybody in favor? Aye. Everybody against? Motion carries to reconvene. I believe we have a date set for November the 13th at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The city will be taking the steps in order to make this public and have it on the agenda, have an agenda before that date.
And just for the record, the regular session started at 1:38 and no action was taken during the executive session.
Thank you so much. Anything else on the executive session? If not, can we have a motion to adjourn? We have a motion and a second. Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.